After church on Sunday, when the preaching's through, if there's been a good fight on Saturday night, we got plenty of talking to do. Before we work on Monday, before the weekend's through, if there ain't a good fight on Saturday night, then it's a boring afternoon.
So Brad, tell us about the new Tropicowboy CD album that you're working on right now.
Oh, this is a lot of fun. It's a collection of songs that I've written over the years that never really seemed to fit onto any other album I've done, along with a lot of new things and some songs written by some good friends and family members of mine. And what's interesting is it really spans a lot of the different genres of music that I'm interested in. Of course, there's folk and western, which are my favorites, but there's also some country and some love ballads. There's even some calypso bordering on reggae type. There's even like a southern funky kind of thing on there, and just some, there's even one instrumental guitar song that I wrote long ago. So it's a really fun project to put all these together and put them in one package.
So how many songs are going to be on the album?
There are going to be more than 20 songs on this album. Not sure yet because we're still working on it, but could be 21, 22, 23, something like that.
Now, anyone who's been to any one of your concerts, particularly the Bond Park concerts, knows that you have a very diverse fan base nowadays, because I've heard you play all different types of songs, different genres. How has your music changed over the years?
How has my music changed over the years? I think, I've always been interested in a lot of different forms of music. I have found in playing those public concerts in Bond Park and Estes Park that a variety of people come, people of all ages, people from all over the country and even all over the world. And a lot of them want to hear the traditional cowboy songs that I like to play and the folk songs. But some of them aren't into that at all, and they'll request some rock and roll songs. They'll request some, some folk ballads, some pop songs. And so, as I've been working as a musician for a lot of years. I started professionally when I was a teenager. So I've collected a lot of different songs over the years, and having a diverse audience there really has molded my song list. It's a lot of fun. Everything from little kids songs to crying heartbreak songs.
So you also have a new album, Fitch Brothers Live in Hawaii, that was done with your brother. Is that the first recording you guys have done together?
It is the first professional quality recording we've ever done together, other than setting up a tape recorder in the house when we were kids. My sister Melinda and my brother Doug and I have always loved singing harmonies together. Doug and I are both songwriters. I can remember as kids on long car rides, we'd sit in the back and we'd sing three-part harmonies and just have a lot of fun. And it sort of was a dream come true for Doug and me to have a recording made of a live concert we did together at his home state of Hawaii in January of 2011. And it's all original songs as well, all new stuff that had never been recorded before. Just a real thrill to do it. It really is quite different from what I do at home in Colorado, and yet there's a common thread. We even have a couple of Colorado songs in there.
So the new album is titled Tropicowboy, and when is it scheduled for release?
We're hoping to have that done by summer of 2012. And Tropicowboy is a name that I came up with during the 1980s when I was trying to figure out just what kind of music am I playing, because at that time I was really getting into tropical music. I was really into reggae. I liked the stuff Jimmy Buffett was doing at the time, and at the same time I loved cowboy music, and I sort of came up with that term. And I've used that as my music publishing name and for the name of my backing band as well. But finally, with this album, I'm going to just use the title because it says it all. I've got everything from tropical type songs to cowboy songs, as I said earlier, just a whole lot of variety.
Well, this may be an unfair question, but I know you've got so many songs on the album. Is there one you could pick to play a little bit for us and let us hear a sample?
Yes, I will do one that sort of typifies, is that a word? the theme of the album. I work in the cold wind day after day, trudge through the snow for my pay. There's frost in my whiskers and the sky's turning gray, but vacation time's coming my way. Here in the islands you can do what you want to. You can live like a millionaire 5 days a year, smoking the stogies and drinking the brew like a tropical cowboy should do. I am a millionaire 5 days a year. Must I go home now? The answer I fear. I want to stay on the shoreline and leave it all here, but reality's drawing too near. That's just a little bit of that one.
Great. I can't wait to hear the album. One of the other things I wanted to ask you about was the John Denver tribute concerts that you do. I remember the first one was done back in 2003, is that right?
It was the summer of 2004.
Wow.
Was the first one, and I had been urged to do that by some very important people in my life. And John Denver had passed in 1997, and folks had been asking me for many years to play John Denver songs more and more often. And so for that concert I actually learned some that I'd never learned before, and got together with some of my friends, and we did a concert in Estes Park at a venue that can hold up to 500. Amazingly, something like 1,500 or so showed up to that concert. So we thought, wow, people really like this music. So I've been doing it every summer since then, and I love John Denver's music. I've always admired what a thoughtful, brilliant songwriter he was, and I've admired who he was, how he was one who used his celebrity in the world for some very good purposes, to bring our attention to some great causes. And I just love doing John Denver music. The thing is, a lot of people who have seen me do those concerts assume that that's all I do. And that's been not that there's a drawback to it, but while I admire John Denver's music so much, I do a lot of kinds of music. And being a songwriter myself, the most gratifying for me is to perform my own songs, or the songs written by the people, the songwriters who are close to me. That's the most fun. So while I am one who is a John Denver tribute artist, I'm certainly not an imitator, and I don't ever want to be mistaken for an imitator. There are people who do that, who do a very good job at it. I'm not one of those. I like to pay tribute to him and his music, but that's just a small part of what I like to do as a musician.
So the John Denver tribute that's going to happen this year, what's the date of that? When's this happening?
The 2011 John Denver tribute, the 8th annual in Estes Park, is going to be Saturday, the 3rd of September. That's Labor Day weekend. Going to be in the early evening, and it is, as always, it's a fundraising concert. This year it's for the Estes Park Lions Club's charities. And it'll be the Tropicowboy band and me, so come on down!
Before we let you go, I want to talk to you a little bit about your schedule. I was pretty amazed to see how many days a year you actually play.
It's amazing.
I don't know that a lot of people know you also play down in Arizona.
That's right.
During the winter.
That's right. Well, in this calendar year so far, and we're speaking here in mid-August of 2011, so far I have more than 300 performance bookings, and I probably will add some. Now, my typical year has been for the last couple of years, and looks to continue to be, We'll begin in the summertime. I'm at home in my hometown of Estes Park, playing 7 to 9 performances a week, which I love. That's every night and a couple of afternoons. Then in the fall, things slack off a little bit, and then in November, I go down to Arizona, where I'm part of Barlean's Arizona Opry in Apache Junction. This coming winter, we are scheduled to do somewhere around 180 shows, and I do all the shows with them. That's up to 12 shows a week, and those will run November through April. Then come May, I'll come back to Estes Park and start over again. Now, one thing that's real nice is I get about the first 10 days of January off from the Opry. That's when we all take our holiday, and I go to Hawaii and do some performances with my brother Doug, who's a fantastic slack key guitarist over there.
How do people get in touch with you? Not that you're seems like you're not really needing to find work, but people need to book you, or if they want to buy a CD.
Oh, great. Well, all the information you need for contact is on the internet at www.cowboybrad.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me, and there's a link to email there. There's even my phone number there if folks want to get a hold of me. And even as busy as I am, you know, I love what I do so much. It really feeds my soul. And that being the case, if you're looking for a booking, give me a call or drop me a note, because I'm always loving this.
Well, I really want to thank you for taking the time to talk to all of us today. And maybe you could take us out of here with one of the other songs from the new album.
Okay.
I have a favorite.
Which
I have
one?
a request.
Which one?
When the Mountains Turn Pink. I love that song.
Okay, When the Mountains Turn Pink.
What's the story behind that?
The story behind that is, having spent the last couple of winters in Arizona, I became familiar with the phenomenon of snowbirds, who are retired folks from the northern states and Canada primarily, who come down there and spend their winters in Arizona. And this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek song, but I guess it's kind of a salute to the snowbirds in Arizona. Down in Arizona where the snowbirds go to get away from winter, all the ice and snow, they find a warmer lifestyle in the desert towns, drive RVs along the roads with names they can't pronounce. When the mountains turn pink, it's time for a drink, as the sun's slowly fading in the glorious west. Now the mountains are pink, so what do you think? Let's lift up our glasses, that's what we do the best. There's a little bit of that one.
All right, thanks, Brad. Nice talking to you, and we'll see you again soon.
See ya on down the trail. Happy trails, friends and neighbors, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, buckaroos and buckarettes, saddle pals from near and far. May you all be well and happy, peace and happiness, and love to you always.
When the mountains turn pink, it's time for a drink, as the sun's slowly setting in the glorious west. The mountains are pink, so what do you think? Let's lift up our glasses, it's what we do the best.